The Crow Trap by Ann Cleeves, read by Anne Dover. If you were to look for Bakey's cottage on an Ordnance Survey map, you would not find it mentioned by name, though Blacklaw Farm is. It is marked by an open square and named in small print on map number 80, the North Pennines, Kimmerston and the surrounding areas. It is hard to find because it falls just where the paper folds. The track, which leads from the road, is shown by a dotted line as a public footpath. The farm is surrounded on the map on 3 sides by blocks of pale green. These blocks are superimposed with tiny computer-drawn Christmas trees, which indicate a forest. On the 4th side, the page is white apart from brown contour lines until the burn is reached. The burn is wide at this point, shown by 2 dark blue lines coloured in with a paler blue. The lines are squiggly, a child's drawing of a river. This is the Skirl burn. Beyond that, the contour marks are very close together, showing that the slopes are steep. The tops of the hills are marked by symbols like small clouds. These are rocky crags, and they're named Fairburn, Blacklaw, Hope. Between the Burn and Hope Crag, another feature is marked in brown lettering. This says simply, Lead Mine, Disused. From the bedroom at Blacklaw Farm, Bella looked out at Fairburn Crag. There was still snow on the tops. She saw the dark shadow of the forest, the grey stone buildings beyond the yard. She turned away from the window to her dressing table. With a steady hand, she applied lipstick, rubbed her lips together, then pressed them on a piece of tissue. In the mirror, she saw Dougie in bed. She caught his eye. The lid twitched, so she fancied he meant to wink at her, to say, "My, you look bonny today, lass." After the stroke, they had said there was every chance his speech would come back, but it never had. "I'm just popping down to Bakey's," she said. "If Rachel calls, I might be a while. That'll be all right, will it, pet?" He nodded, smiled lopsidedly, patted her arm with his good hand. "Do you want the telly?" He nodded again. She leant over and kissed him. "Bye, then," she said. In the kitchen, she changed into Wellingtons and put her black patent leather shoes into a carrier bag. Outside, an east wind blew scraps of straw in eddies round the yard and took her breath away. Part 1. Rachel. Rachel turned off the metalled road, then stopped with a jerk. There was a new tubular steel gate, and she'd almost driven into it. One of the Home Park tenants trying to impress. A ewe with a tatty coat and mucky behind nuzzled up to her as she got out of the car to open the gate. The ewe was fat. They didn't lamb up here until the end of April. The steel of the latch was so cold that it seemed to freeze to her fingers. The track was worse than she remembered, pitted by frost. She drove slower than walking pace, with 2 wheels on the verge. Still, the exhaust bumped against a rock. A mile on, she realized she had taken the wrong track through the forest. She should have come out from the trees into open countryside, should by now have reached the ford. Instead, she was on a sandy path, not so uneven but very narrow. On either side, conifers blocked out the evening light. She drove on, hoping for a place to turn, but the track divided into a footpath, the trees meeting over her head. She had to reverse back to where the track forked. Branches scraped against the paintwork with the noise of chalk on a wet blackboard. The bumper hit a stone bank hidden by undergrowth. She pushed the gear into first and moved forward with a jerk before reversing again. When she reached the main track, it was almost dark, and she was shaking. At the ford, she stopped the car and got out to test its depth. 5 years ago, a student...
Sample complete. Ready to continue?